I've gotten quite a few requests from the guy's username is Canada. He comments on a lot of my videos, so shout out to you. The point of this video is to show off how to make a working fire alarm in Minecraft. And I've gotten quite a few requests from him asking when's the tutorial coming out, and now. So, without further ado, let's get right in. So, what you're going to need for the fire alarm is you're going to need redstone dust, redstone repeater, you're going to need a redstone torch, a lever, an observer, and note blocks. I believe that's everything that you're gonna need. So there is three types of fire alarms. There's a bad, there's a medium, and there's a good. So I'm gonna put the bad one on the red platform. The first type of fire alarm that I use. I'm gonna use the okay one, which I use for like this one I use for like smaller builds, but for larger skyscrapers I use the green one. And then there's the green type. I'm just sorting it out by color to show which one works most efficiently and which one takes up the less space. Okay, so the first one, I will show you guys how to do that. First, you're going to want to place down a lever. So you come down to the bottom right corner and come left one block. Place down your lever. Then come up one block, place redstone dust. Then come up another block, place a redstone repeater. Then place another redstone dust. Then turn 90 degrees to the left, place another redstone repeater, and then another redstone dust. Turn to the left again, place another redstone repeater, another redstone dust, and then finally turn left and place a redstone repeater. Now you have officially made a redstone clock. So if you flick this really fast, if you only click it once, it's going to power up the whole thing, and it's just going to break. Because this is the bad redstone clock. So what you need to do is you need to like turn it on and break it. And that sends the signal constantly. But if you flick the lever, then you have to like break the redstone just to reset it, and it really sucks. But there is a smaller way to make this. Is to make it like this. Now this is more efficient. And that goes way faster. Like way, way, way faster. I'll turn down the tick speed, which is really annoying. But you can turn down the tick speed to make it go slower too. So that is the you gotta make sure that all the repeaters are facing in a circle though. You can't have, like, for example, two of the repeaters go in the same direction, because if I try doing that, this is what will happen. It won't work. So you need all the repeaters facing in the same direction for that to happen. But anyways, that's the bad type of redstone clock, because it takes up too much space, and also you need to break the redstone just to fix it. Coming on to the okay type, there's nothing bad about this one, just it's not the best. Now, just like this one, there is a 6-block big method to make this, but I tend to stick with the there is also the 9-block. So what you're going to do is come to the top left corner, come right, and come back 1 block and place a block of your choice. Then get a redstone torch, place it on that block on the side, and then get a redstone dust, place it there, turn, place a redstone repeater facing in a circle direction, then place another redstone dust, another repeater, another redstone dust, and another redstone dust. Now you have a continuous cycle. But there's only one thing that's different about this one. Yes, it goes slower than this one, although it has only 2 repeaters and this one has 4. How does that work? Well, that's because it has the redstone has to actually power the redstone has to go into this block and make this block active, and then that block has to tell this torch, I'm active, you have to turn off. And then that turns off, sends another signal around, and then whenever this detects that it's off, then it will turn this on and keep repeating the cycle. But one thing that's good about this fire alarm is that if you click on here and you flick the lever, it'll stop it. But you don't have to break the redstone like you do with this one. This one you can just flick the lever again and it will continuously start again. Coming to, well, actually no. I now have to show you guys the good method of making this redstone clock. This one you can't just do this. That won't work because this needs to go into this block. But you have to make it go up there. This works. This goes a little bit faster. But what you have to do now is you have to put the lever on the side of the block, which is kind of not good. But you can also do this too. Like this is totally fine. Like that works like that. You can do it with 1 repeater too. But if you try to do it with 0 repeaters, you're having a fun time. You'll just keep flicking until it breaks because you'll do maybe 5 flicks and then it will just fail because the game can't handle that much lag. So I'm just going to turn that off for now. Coming to the good fire alarm, you're going to want to come up to the top left, come right 1, come down 1, and place a observer with the red eye facing in this direction. Then on the other side, place another repeater with the eye facing this direction. So this observer is detecting a block over here. At the same time, this observer is over here, which is sending another signal. So it's a constant back and forth redstone pulse. So this is the fastest redstone clock that you can make. So, how do you stop this? Because if you put this over here, that clearly doesn't stop it from flickering. The way that you fix this is you have to put the lever on the same block that redstone comes out. Yes, the clock will still the clock will still stay going, but the lever will produce more electrical, or it'll produce its own current than that is, so it overrides it and it will stay on continuously. But if you turn it off, it's obviously going to keep flickering. I'm recording a video. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we have all 3 redstone clocks. Now, obviously this one's the worst because you have to reset it every time, and it's very inefficient because it takes up so much space. This one takes up pretty much the same amount of space, but it works better because you can just turn it off with the flick of a switch and you don't have to break it, so it's okay. Then the good one stays going continuously, but you could just override the pulse, so it doesn't actually turn it off, it just overrides it, and it's the most compact design. So like, say if you're in a skyscraper and the wall's like there, I know the wall wouldn't be green, I hope it's not. Say if they had the one up here, but then like on the wall, just see, my controller just glitched, and it just overrides the current. Now you see it, that's flashing there, but that's because every second, like every pulse, this gets stronger than the pulse of the lever. But whenever the redstone pulse isn't coming out from the clock, it stays going from the lever. As you can see, like the one up on the top is staying going consistently, and down here is flashing. I turn it off, They both flash. So, how do you hook it up to a fire alarm, you may ask? Well, you want to take a redstone dust and put it into a note block. But you can't do that. If you do that, it won't get to it. You have to have the redstone dust facing it, or you either have to have it go on a block up here, which is how I do it in the ceilings. But you guys probably noticed that this sounds terrible. So how do I get that to sound good? Well, how I do it is I break the block underneath so it doesn't make the sound of concrete. And now listen to the difference. That versus this. This sounds a lot better. Now, how do I get it to change the tone to like what the albatross's fire alarm sounds like? Now, I'm just gonna go play the albatross's fire alarm for you guys so you can hear it and hear what it sounds like. Loud. Now, this tower uses the observer fire alarm. But how do I get the reason why there's observers going all the way up is because you can also use observers as a redstone clock. They only require a 1x1 block space, and they're super easy to use. So you can use them for the clock, and you can also use them for the redstone tower, which is really, really good. So that's what that sounds like. So how do I get this to sound like that? Well, you gotta tune it using L2. You're gonna want to tune it until it hits the red note, which is the one that I just hit. So after I play it, that sounds a lot better. So how do I get that to sound like the albatross instead of going bing bing? And let's go like a whole bunch at once, right? So how I do this is I place another one here, and I want to tune that up. There we go. And now you'd think that placing the redstone dust, oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. So now you think that would fix the problem by having two. But no, that makes no difference. Because now they're just both playing at the same time. How do you override that from happening? Well, let me tell you. You gotta put a redstone repeater there. And I don't know if that's gonna work. No, it's not gonna work. You just need a redstone repeater. So it's kind of harder to do with these fire alarms because these ones are like they're smaller, so you can't really fit a repeater in. But now I have to break that block. Now you should be able to hear the difference. Yeah, but if you want to change that, you can change the text speed. My game would stop lagging. So now for every 2 notes that this plays, this one plays 1. But now if I change that, that means that this one will stop because the redstone pulse is just too slow, I guess. So yeah, that's how you hook that one up. How do you hook this one up? It's pretty much the same. You just gotta place, why did I plug that? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna place one up there, and I'm gonna place one up there, and I'm going to run some dust to it. And I'm gonna play it for you guys. And now why does that sound different? Well, that's because there's a repeater in here. You can actually use the repeater of the redstone clock in these type. Since this one doesn't have a repeater involved in the actual redstone clock, this one does, and so does this one, but don't ever build this one, it's just a waste of time. But since there's a repeater, you can just use the repeater of the redstone clock to make them go like that. Now finally, the worst redstone clock. How do you hook this one up? It's pretty much same old stuff, just more annoying. I just despise it. Everything about that redstone clock. And bam. Oopsie. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, my dog's barking. Alright. And now, this just goes way too slow. I just hate these redstone clocks. And if you just place that down, it just breaks the whole thing. You have to reset it like that. And then place another one down. And then restart it. So, overall, it's pretty easy stuff. But like, for example, in the big skyscrapers, whenever I most have the yellow, this one, but none of them have this, because I just hate this. Most of them have the yellow, a couple of them have the green. Only like the super tall ones have the green, like the Albatross, and I think the Norbert Tower has the yellow. The Cockatoo place has the Observer, and so does the L Tower. And Parkview Residence has the yellow, I'm quite sure, because I can check in Cockatoo place. The fire alarm is right there. That's literally, it's exposed to the actual redstone clock is exposed. It works. And this is the fire escapes that I put in here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions about fire alarms in Minecraft or anything else in Minecraft, just let me know down in the comments and hopefully I can provide you with a decent enough answer. Now, if you guys are wondering, if I have the yellow fire alarm in some of the buildings and it sounds different, then how come I don't run 2 lines up there? Well, that's because I have repeaters all over the floor, all over each floor. So it's only sending 1 pulse up, but it gets mixed and matched at each floor, so it sounds different. So if you had that question, there's your question answered. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on today's video so YouTube, because I just hit 100 subscribers and I'm super pumped about it. So thank you guys for helping out. It's free and you can always change your mind.